Okay, good afternoon. Midday review, November 15th, 12:01 p.m. We'll run through this really quick here today, or as quick as possible. I've got a pretty active day going on here in the markets. So we're in the XIV from this morning. It's come off a little bit right now. Oil's come off a little bit, so the S&P kind of followed oil's progression this morning. Oil took off, S&P took off. We had a buy trigger set here, and sure enough, the S&P got into it and left town. I chose the XIV route because volatility was up 14% at the time. I think it was trading 13.6-ish. So that's what's happened there. OSTK I'm watching really close on the 60-minute. Not too sure what to do here. HMNY, the best buy sell trigger that I was able to find on it is the squeeze momentum indicator on the 60. So I am waiting for it to make its turn. The MACD is about to curl up. Stock RSI is up. It's holding the 200 MA on the 60. So HMNY looks really good either for later this afternoon or tomorrow. When it starts its run, looks like it normally gets a couple hours depending on where you catch it, but you don't have much time. So if it runs when I'm out this afternoon, then I'm going to miss it. The S&P just came off hard. Dang it. Dang it. That's too bad. That was a nice little setup there. So I just got to take a look at what's going on here real quick. Don't want to be Sorry guys, I'm just working through my executions here quick, just to see exactly where they are. That's sitting right above VWAP right now, XIV. There's no reason to take any short-term pain on this type of trade, so I'm just watching really close. VWAP is sitting 396, so just under my buy. The S&P has been oddly soft the last few days. Okay, well that kind of what's the right word, distracted me from midday. Looks like they might get a handle on it here. I think I'm just going to set myself up an alarm. And if I have to, I'll trigger out of this thing if that happens. I don't have a stop set because this type of play, it's not XIV. Chances of losing on one of these on a dip on XIV is pretty slim if you know how to manage the market properly. It's not like a penny stock, you know, it runs for 40 minutes and then you never hear about it again. But the market is under pressure, so I do have to be fairly diligent here. I might just end up cutting here. You can always re-enter, never forget that. Not too sure what caused the market to do that, what it did there. It's not a big drop, but it's enough. Hey, thanks JD, appreciate it. Sorry, my head's been in huge chart land today, man. It's been a busy day. Okay, well I got this thing alarmed. Why don't I just set my alarm up just a little bit? Get it right up around the 200 there. And yeah, it's pretty close. You know, that's pretty tight. Okay, so HMNY, you know my trading plan there. OSTK, watching very close. XIV, I opted for XIV because volatility was escalated and the S&P was off. And that's normally a pretty good time to get an entry in XIV and then get scaled in if you want. I'm just super pensive right now because I don't want to sit through anything with XIV right now because I've got other plans. So the S&P is coming back here. This diagonal fib line here, this dotted line is where the S&P kind of struggled there. So, but it's got the 200 on the 1, which is tight right underneath it. So we'll see. And oil's holding up. So generally speaking, that's what's going on here. Yeah, the market's pensive right now. I wouldn't call it weak, but I'd call it pensive. Okay. Other items to view are wow, why did they have to make it so hard? Can it just be easy on all of us? What's wrong with that? That's what I'd like to know. Okay. Wow. Buggers, eh? On my Twitter feed, Gold Algo nailing it. Nailed the target for yesterday. Nailed the resistance today. Boom. Huge short with some of the members. So I got lots of hugs and kisses for that one. XIV, so there's my entry that I'm in right now. Tesla, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Forgot all about it. I was all over it on Twitter last night. HMNY, I even told the world what my buy sell trigger is. Epic nailed the targets perfect yesterday and today. Today right to the cent for the exact time. That's the S&P trigger. So real quick, all of our models and all of our swing trades starting next week are all going to have buy-sell triggers. So our members won't even have to work through, you know, where they're wanting to buy or sell, or, you know, trying to figure it out. So the models will be the models, and we'll have the buy sell triggers for all the models and the swing trades. And I have been thanked for that idea by a number of them. We had a number of people ask us to do it. It just, we wanted to get the models done first, and this is the last week of model development. They're all finished as of the end of the week. EIA happened this morning, no big news there. So there's the news about the algo models, about the upgrade on the buy sell triggers. SPI I didn't get into this morning, that was one of the momos, and there was a whole whack of other momos we'll take a look at real quick. Square is starting to herd the Bitcoiners into using their platform, so they're doing a pilot project there, and that's about all I'd call real important right now in terms of announcements. Yeah, we're going to coding in January for sure. So I just, you know, just keep marching it out in my own special little way. Okay, let's look at the markets. Which one do we want to take off here? OSTK? Yeah. Okay, let's get the flame up here. See what the flame's got to say. Flame says CHFS. Now we were all over this in the room. I just didn't hit it because I was preoccupied. What a. Here, let's look at the daily on it. So you know where this is going. So if we get to that 200, why don't we just alarm it? Crossing value 200 MA, and then I'll short the 11 daylights of it. It's only up 343.73%. I'm sure that's going to end very well. QRHC, another one that just went berserk, and I'm not going to give you details on these because I'm not going to trade them. I mean, they'd have to really set up. I mean, sure, it got over its 200, and sure, it's at its 200 right now, but it would have to do a whole lot more to prove anything to me. So I'm just not going to get into those two because they're just so far out of, they're so divergent. It's crazy. Laughing my effing ass off. LMFA, yep, hit its 200 and backed off. We'll see how it does here, setting up. LEDS. This one also, we were all over. I didn't execute any of these. So well up over its 200 now. And this one actually I find kind of interesting. I just can't, I can't stomach this chart, but you never know, you know. It has a nature, and it's not good. So we'll see. SORL, Sean, one of our members, was all over this one. And I neglected to enter, but it was there for people. Smoking good. Now, you know, it's just FOMO. I go after it now, so I'm not going to. I'm just watching XIV here for a second. So the S&P isn't coming off, but the XIV is being challenged. So that's inverse of volatility. And so yeah, soft. And normally I wouldn't worry about it. I would just hold it. I'm still holding in my other account. XIV from 3 months ago or something. I was in around 86 and was trading 104.78. It's been a good little investment, 30% or whatever. Okay, let's get back to the flames. So none of those will I do anything with. We'll see how they set up in the future. YY. YY is a trending stock. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 times trending. Very few ever get past 6. I mean, it happens, but probability is very low. So if you're chasing it now, probabilities are not on your side. You'd want to wait for earnings, wait for it to come back. And that would be the scoop there. JD. Okay, so that's YY. OPHC. I know nothing about. Another junk stock. Wow, we got a whole bunch of this junk. It's the 200 and crashes and burns. I mean, if you're on those at the open, and today I was busy with so much other stuff, I've been shorting like a madman. ARA, never traded it before. Terrible looking. These are not good stock. These are not good charts at all. WPRT, now this is a little different. This, I've traded this. So Westport, it trades fairly smooth. It can gap down pretty hard, pretty fast on its gains. But it is, pardon me, I'm sorry. It is setting up like a half decent bottom play. I'd be fairly careful though, because it's 1, 2, depends how you count them, 3, 4, you know, you're 5-ish in. And it's right up against resistance. I guess if you got up over this area, you'd be fine. Like your buy triggers around 660, 670. Up in there, it would be decent actually. Up over the support resistance, and yeah, possibly a gapper. OMNT. So OMNT is an absolute terrible chart. They just don't get any worse than that. Well, maybe, barely. XIV is getting back up off the floor. A lot of volume coming in, which is nice to see. 12:20 p.m. right over lunch. Had to just get soft literally at 12 o'clock. That's funny. I didn't notice that. God. ABEO. So this one has been looked at a number of times recently. It was getting up out of its bowl and then it kind of failed, and it's got kind of a funky chart like they all do. And I know the argument about how you can't look at the MAs the same way as with other stuff, but you do have to have an idea where you are technically if you're trading something. You should. Anyway, bottom line is, it is bouncing. I will just take a look here. I don't like it, but it's probably going to set up in a cup and handle and then go. It's probably a bottom. I just don't like it, but it's probably, you know, I would have to say 70-75% probability that's bottom. So you'd probably be okay if that's the type of thing that you like. AVID on the daily. I don't think I've traded this one. It's got a really interesting down cycle here with a big gap. Did try to get up over the 200 one time. It gapped up. So that was earnings. Gap down on the next earnings. So it's an earnings play, this one. And look at that, it's earnings again. Sure get going when it gets going. Interesting. Not for the faint of heart. But that could, you know, it's right up against natural resistance too. But up over 865-ish and you got something. Between here and 865, it'll probably get it. Probably. Those are pretty bullish candles. Technically pretty bullish stuff going on there. Not perfect, but okay, that's AVID. Just not my cup of tea, these ones yet. But the last one will probably go. IPDN, terrible chart, awful, awful, awful. Nothing about it says bottom yet. SGMO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's hard to tell if you're 5, 6, or 7 in there on that trend. That's a tricky play because it did bounce off its 100 MA there. MACD is up, squeeze momentum looks good. Stock RSI is overbought, but that can change quick. This is actually pretty decent because really this top here you could almost ignore. It's really, the test is right in this zone that it's in right now. It's actually fairly decent. It's up over 1510 and it's probably gone. It never did get back to the 200, but Sidewinder could happen here. It's actually a pretty interesting chart. I wanted to get away from it here, but I think I'm gonna. It's so extended this year too, that's part of the problem. But why not take a look later if it develops into a mature trading entity. Okay, come on. Flame. IPDN. We looked at that, didn't we? Yeah. Y10. Junk. Junk, 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 junk. PIY. Oh, that looks promising. No. SHLD. God. There's some real winners in here today. End phase energy. It's kind of into that gap now, isn't it? What's holding it down? There it is. Yeah, not my favorite day of charts. Oh, look at that. It's only up 422% since we started midday. Another 100% in the last 18 minutes. Oh, it's getting close to the 200. How would you look at that? What's the 200? 26, 96, 27 bucks-ish. Well, it tells you right there, Kurt. 27.39 is the 200 MA. I wonder if we have Boros. Wow, crazy. 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 Oh Lord, I just forgot I was on a microphone. Okay, see, I can't sing. I can play guitar really well, but I can't sing. CHFS. Okay, let's do this. Stock, buy. No, sell. Okay, we're starting now. Market. Let's see if there's any borrows. Oh, there is none. That interactive. TDS. Shoot. Shoot. Dang it. Well, it wasn't meant to be. Shut up. It has nothing to do with that. Darn it. Walking on the moon. I got that band, the police, going through my head now. Okay, so that was the flames. I'm not going to get a borrow in CHFS. Dang it. So just jump in now, because you're going to go from 1950 to 20, what is that, 2739, and then come right down to a split. I'm joking. Okay, sorry, I'm in one of those moods. Flames, that's me. OTC, not going to go through. ACOR, on the downside. Oh, XIV looks much healthier in the last few minutes. Tesla, I love Tesla. AOI is reconstructing. What was I going to look at? Wow, the gold algo is just rocking. I was going to check out something here really quick. Tesla's about to get ripping, by the way. XIV, tell me your story. Oh, that's what I was going to do, sorry. I have a buy trigger on Bitcoin. Well, support and resistance depending on which side of the chart you're on. At 72.72, and it's trading 71.90. HMNY, it's not revenue yet. XIV, it's holding up. And Tesla's about to rip here, folks. It is getting serious. Now, Tesla and the S&P might get serious at the same time together. Is that possible? Yes. See, the S&P is coming up to a very important resistance. Once it gets through there and up over its previous high, it is gone at least to my sell trigger. So that would be happiness for me and a few other members I've talked to. Okay, so that's where we are with that. Tesla looks fantastic on the 1 minute. I know it's tight trading the 1 minute. I get it. But, you know, for entries. XIV. Okay. ACOR. ACOR Therapeutics. Just so risky. OCK. Nope. XPR. Nope. MTSI. Nope. And now those I'll probably go through tonight when I'm doing my charting. And a few other ones on here. KOOL. Wow. Yep, XIV's getting moving. Tesla's getting moving. It's almost lunch hour over. Okay, focus. What are you doing here, Kurt? CAPR. That's a tough thing to trade. I'd like to take a bite out of that CAPR, but PSDO, nope. VBLT. Wow. See, your problem here is it's got enough legs in that it's going to start to get long in the tooth, and the 100 going through the 200, that's kind of your last, you know, in a run. First it's your 20 through the 200, then the 50, then the 200, so there's not much left in this run, typically. That's an interesting one. DQ. Not yet. OSN. Just never gets the job done. Yeah, none of these will do it. So CHFS up 470%. Wowza. Congratulations, bulls. Get out soon. Okay, that's it for me. If you guys got any charts you want to look at quick. Pretty quiet in the room again. It's been that way for about a week. It's been really busy on the algo model side, but on in the room, really quiet. Bitcoin, fairly quiet. Okay, doesn't seem that we have anybody that wants any charts done today, so you guys have a great afternoon. I'm going to, of course, manage my trades, and I'll be in and out this afternoon. Thanks, talk soon.